Dear students of class 12th English literature, today our topic is in this lecture to English version lecture The Homecoming, that is written by Rabindranath Tagore. Student, this is M. Rahman and you are attending ORAC classes of English language. Please to complete your syllabus on our channel, subscribe it. Our channel is ORAC classes of English language. Students, in previous lecture 1, you came to know about Fatiq, that he was a very naughty boy and he used to tease his younger brother Makhan. One day he threw Makhan from the log, and now he was worried what would happen to him. Now let's see what happened to him after rolling the log. Now let's begin lecture number 2. Students, when Fatiq scratched and kicked him and went away crying. Now Fatiq was frustrated and he was confused what was going to be done with him. Students, now you see Fatiq wiped his face because there were scars and mud on his face. He wiped his face and sat down on the edge. Edge means the corner of a sunken. Sunken means a barge which was standing in the water. Barge means a boat that has wide base. On the river bank means when his brother went away from there, he sat on the barge that was standing in the standing water of the river, on the river bank, and began to chew a piece of grass, and he was chewing a piece of grass like a rowdy boy. A boat came up to the landing. At the same time, there came a boat, and it was ready to land on the shore, and a middle-aged man came to him. He had grey hair, dark mustache. He stepped on the shore means he left the boat and stepped up on the bank of the river. He saw the boy sitting there doing nothing. He found that a boy was sitting on the bank of the river and he was doing nothing. That man wanted to ask the address from the boy, so he asked him where Chakravartis lived. Students, here Chakravartis means Chakravarti family, and this family belongs to Fatiq. Fatiq went on chewing the grass and said, Fatiq continued to chew the grass. He didn't pay attention to the man and said, over there, very disrespectfully and without paying attention to him. Over there, I mean just nearby, you go and search for that, was the sense of the answer of Fatiq. But it was quite impossible to tell where he pointed, but the body language, but the indication of the Fatiq was meaningless because it was unable to let that grey-haired man know where to go. The stranger, students, asked him again. He swung his legs to and fro in a very negative manner. He shifted his legs and shuffled his feet and give very ambiguous, unclear answer to him. And finally he said, go and find out, means do your work yourself, and continued to chew the grass as before, and he started chewing grass again. But now a servant came down from the house and told Fatiq that his mother wanted him. Means the servant of Fatiq's family came to him and he informed that his mother was calling him. Fatiq refused to move. Fatiq was not ready to go with the servant. He objected it, but the servant was the master on his occasion. Means, but the servant made the most of his arrival there, and he took Fatiq very roughly. He dragged Fatiq from there and carried him. Even Fatiq's kicking and struggling in impotent rage. Impotent rage means useless, rage means anger. All the efforts and anger of Fatiq proved to be useless. When Fatiq came into the house, his mother saw him. She called out angrily, so you have been hitting Makhan again? Means, now you did your mischief again. You beat your brother again. Mother was very much angry with Fatiq. Students, you can understand. Fatiq answered indignantly, means Fatiq was very angry and he answered in anger. No, I haven't beat fatigue. Sorry, I haven't beat Makhan. Who told you that? Who told you that? Means, is there anybody who told you all this? I haven't beaten him. His mother shouted, don't tell lies, you have. Students, his mother was not ready because of the habits of fatigue, because she knew that he was very indignant and rowdy and without manners and he could beat him. So she was sure. She ordered him not to tell lies and declared that he had beaten him. Fatigue said suddenly, I tell you, I haven't. Fatigue repeated his objection that he hadn't beaten him. You ask Makhan. He tried to make the Makhan witness, but Makhan thought it best to stick to his previous statement. But Makhan made this opportunity good for him, well for him. So he uh, didn't accept the statement and he objected it. He said, yes, mother, fatigue did hit me. Did means surely he hit me. I am true. Fatigue's patience was already exhausted. Exhausted means now fatigue was not able to bear anything. He could not hear this injustice. He was not able to bear all this. It was injustice for him that his mother was listening only his younger brother Makhan. He rushed to Makhan. He ran to Makhan and hammered him with blows. Blows means feast, boxing. Hammered, hit him, and he hit him with blows. Take that, he cried, and that for telling lies. He was saying that you need beating because of telling lies, and I will beat you. His mother took Makhan's side in a moment and pulled Fatigue away, because his mother thought that Makhan is innocent and Fatigue is very cruel. So he took the side of Makhan and Fatigue was pulled away, beating him with her hands, and she continued to beat his uh, older son. When Fatigue put her aside, she shouted out, what, you little villain? Would you hit me? Hit your mother? Now mother was very angry and she was rebuking and asking whether he was going to beat his mother. He was a very shameless boy, according to her. It was just at this critical juncture means at this typical and complicated point of time that grey haired stranger arrived. You know who is stranger? This is a student. This is the man who stepped up on the shore from the boat. He asked what the matter was. Fatigue looked sheepish and ashamed. Means seeing that man, Fatigue got surprised and he feared and he was shameful. He was full of shame. But when his mother stepped back and looked at the stranger, her anger was changed to surprise. A student, when that lady saw that person, her anger changed into surprise, for she recognized her brother and cried, why Dada? Students, Dada means brother in Bengali. Where have you come from? She was surprised to see her brother, and she asked her arrival asked about his arrival. As she said these words, she bowed to the ground and touched his feet. Students, is a tradition in Kolkata to touch the feet of elder brother. His brother had gone away soon after she had married, and he had started his business in Bombay. His sister had lost her husband while she was in Bombay. Now this is the past story of their life. When she got married, her brother left for Mumbai and he started business there, and since then she hadn't returned. Now he hadn't returned. Now he came and he wanted to know the situation and the present condition of her sister. So he came to Kolkata. Now he had at once made enquiries about his sister. He had then hastened to see her as soon as he found out where she was. And after this mishappening, means the death of his sister, I mean the father of Fatiq, now his brother Bishambar reached there to know the whereabouts, to know the uh, condition of her sister there. He came to Kolkata. The next few days were full of rejoicing. The brother asked after the education of the two boys. Means next 2 days were very full of enjoyment for everybody, because there was a guest in their house. The brother asked after the education of the two brothers. He wanted to know about the education of his uh, the sons of his sister. He was told by his sister that Fatiq was perpetual nuisance, means the sister of Bishambar, means the mother of Fatiq, told Mr. Bishambar that his elder son is very nuisance. He is a problem for the society and the family. Nuisance means a person or a thing causing inconvenience to others. He was lazy, he wasn't obeying anybody, and he had got wild. But Makhan was as good as gold, as quiet as lamb. Now, student, there will be a question: how did the mother define the two sons? You can also say, what did mother say about Makhan? Makhan was declared as innocent as the lamb. Lamb is supposed to be the innocent animal, students, and very fond of reading. Her mother praised about Makhan that he loved studying. Bishambar kindly offered to take Fatiq off his sister's hands. At this time, when he came to know that Fatiq was a nuisance for them, he decided that he would take Fatiq with him and will take the responsibility of his education in Kolkata. The widowed mother readily agreed. The mother, who had no husband, agreed to this because she wanted the better future of her son Fatiq. When his uncle asked Fatiq he would like to go to Kolkata uh, with him, his joy knew no bounds. Means, students, when Fatiq was asked by his uncle, he was very happy and he was ready. Oh yes, uncle, I will go. In a way that made it quite clear that he meant it. Means this response made everything clear that he was ready to go with his uncle. Now, students, let's see. It was immense relief to the mother to get rid of Fatiq. Means it was very full of relief for the mother, because she was going to uh, be free from a son who was disobedient. She had a prejudice against the boy. Means she had an already developed thought in her mind that, and no love was lost between the two brothers. Means the two brothers were not friendly for each other. She was in the daily fear that he would either drown Makhan someday in the river or break his head in a fight. Means his mother was very fearful whether there would be any mishappening with Makhan because of Fatiq. Either Fatiq was hurt by his brother or he would be in some danger on some day. At the same time, she was somewhat distressed, but at this time she was somewhat confused to see Fatiq's extreme eagerness to get away. But she was observing that Fatiq was so happy that he wanted to go with his uncle, and it was very surprising for her mother, and it was making her worried. Fatiq soon as all was settled, kept asking his uncle every minute when they were to start. When everything was prepared and Fatiq was ready to go with packing, he continued to ask his uncle where they would start. They would leave for Mumbai. He was on pins and needles. On pins and needles means, students, he was restless all day long, and the excitement, because of this excitement, lay awake most of the night. Means he was not able to sleep even in the night because of the happiness of going with uncle. He bequeathed means he handed over to Makhan in perpetuity, means forever, his fishing rod, his big kite, his marbles. Indeed, At the time of the departure, his generosity towards Makhan was unbounded. Students, when he was going with his uncle, he was very large hearted for his brother. He gave everything to him forever. His fishing rod, his big kite, his marbles were given to Makhan by Fatiq to him for a long time, forever. Means he was not going to take them back. Student, that is in all in this lecture 2, English version lecture, The Homecoming. Students, I hope you have liked and understood well this lecture. And to continue your syllabus, please subscribe our channel Oracy Classes of English Language. If you need some assignments, please go to our Insta, and that is given in the description box. And please, if you require any solution, short answers or explanation, please write to us in the comment box with your WhatsApp number. We will send everything to you. Thanks.